Is Greta Thurnburg concerned anymore? Where is she? Where did she go? It seems like she popped into the scene, screamed at all of us, and then left. And I've wondered for months, where is Greta Thurnburg? I think that's how you say it. My instinct is to say Thurnburg, but that feels very wrong. You know when you grow up in a language, in a culture, and the language you learn is directly related to how that culture speaks? TH, that's ours. That's what we throw out. We see a TH and we go, thuffer and thuckatath. We Sylvester, was it Sylvester Stallone? No, that's the Italian guy. Was it Sylvester the cat? Who's the cartoon cat with a lisp? Was it Sylvester? Yeah, we Sylvester that. But I think because Greta is Scandinavian, the TH is hard. That's neither here nor there. The point is I found her. I've talked a lot of crap about her in the past. She's a magical creature. We can't deny that being a 16-year-old and being an activist and organized a march in front of millions of people, maybe the largest climate protest in history. I think it was what she organized, and I'm sure she had help. We can't deny the fact that that's pretty outstanding. Especially compared to whatever you guys have done in your teenage years. Okay, what'd you do? What did you do? Huh? We know what you did. It was a who on a swing set. So let's calm down. I have talked crap about her. And the youth, her youth, they call what's going on climate anxiety. Of course, it has to do with their emotions. The climate is giving them anxiety. Well, you know what? Living and breathing gives me anxiety. This is 40. But I had to find out what was going on. Where is she? Why are these kids so emotional? Why does everything feel so cyclical? It feels like there's always a group of people that are pissed off about something. They get angry about it. They yell about it. And then they go away. They recede into the walls like critters. And climate anxiety is an interesting term. That's what I feel in airplanes, small spaces, someone's house that keeps the thermostat a little too warm. I have climate anxiety in those situations. And how do we know that isn't the cause of global warming? All of our old moms' houses keeping their thermostats at an Antarctic or a Bohemian temperature. I don't know what household you grew up in. That's very telling of your childhood. Did you grow up in an Antarctic or a tropic temperature? Because Nance kept it hot. Oh, she kept it hot. She liked to be able to cook eggs on the floor. And it always pissed my dad off. I think the temperature gauge is what broke up the family. I would imagine both extremes take a lot of energy to maintain. So whether you grew up in an igloo or a sauna, we're probably the ones to blame for the current climate crisis. That's neither here nor there. Greta Thurnburg and her friends started hosting digital strikes during the pandemic. Oddly, for a bunch of kids considering the apocalypse, the vibe was all about having fun. They were just about having fun on these Zooms. They weren't even work calls. They were playing music and hanging out with each other, okay? So this article goes on to talk about where she went and why we haven't heard from her anymore. She did some Zooms with her friends. And maybe that's what we need our adult politicians to do in order to create a better environment, a better society. Start hiring kids to improve the workplace culture. Start hiring children to have more fun in the room. Maybe we need to have more fun so we can remember what that feels like and get some things done and stop arguing and actually get things handled. That's as political as we get on this podcast. I just yell about things I don't know. Thurnburg had been invited by the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres to speak at a summit in New York. And rather than take a plane, she and her father had crossed the Atlantic in a borrowed racing yacht. Cue the murder music. That sounds like the plot of a new thriller. Just a girl and a grown man on a borrowed racing yacht? Who lends out racing yachts? I can't even get people to let me borrow their busted Camry. This girl gets a racing yacht? I guess that's what you get when you are a climate activist at 15. Thurnburg road tripped across the U.S. in an electric car loaned to her by Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's buddies with Schwarzenegger. She's cruising in borrowed racing yachts. And she and her father basically went across the country in the most climate conscious travel that they could put together. Anytime I wanted to go anywhere as a kid, we took one of my dad's used Oldsmobiles. And he had like 45 of them. We probably single-handedly tore a hole in the ozone layer with all of my dad's Oldsmobiles. The muffler sounded like a herd of bison running over a mountain. What is that? It's bison coming for you in the climate. You know, she basically said she doesn't want to be the face of the global climate justice movement anymore. And activism still takes up a lot of her non-school time. It probably got too much for her. She probably bit off a little bit more than she can chew, even though she was able to organize the largest climate protest in history. It probably was too much. She's a teenager. Maybe she's just like, I don't want to worry about the earth anymore. I just want to like go to Taylor Swift concerts with my friends. I just want to rent out movie theaters and watch T Swift with my besties. And that's fine. She should have that. We should give that to her because she did more in her teenage life than we'll do in our entire life. A lot of us, we can say that. And she did a lot more than most of us will ever achieve. She spoke to thousands. She scolded them. She even scolded us. We got yelled at by a teenage Swede about our use of plastic cups. Can you imagine that kind of focus and confidence as a teenager? I could barely get through my haiku in front of a classroom of 30. I know a lot of you hate that I think I'm funny. I don't care. But seriously, this girl was able to stand in front of hundreds and thousands of people and scold them confidently. I'm up in front of Mrs. Iborski's class like the cat in the hat ran under the mat. And I said, what do you think about that? And then I peed myself. Bring Greta Thurnburg back. Where is she? We need her help. Make her the president. We should make Greta Thurnburg the president. It's just an idea. Here's a girl who spent her youth as an activist. I spent my youth as an asshole. We need Greta Thurnburg.